sons parting ways with this side of the rocks. You know what's amazing is you go on one of these trips and you're so excited to see everything around you, and you're so concerned about the time you have, especially when you're trying to pack as much into a trip as I am on this one, that you sacrifice so much sleep. I haven't slept for more than 4 or 5 hours a night since I got here, because I'm all screwed up anyway. I'm operating on mountain time and used to Eastern time, so 4-hour difference. So I'm usually woken up by someone back east wanting to say hi and check in on me, make sure I'm all right. Look at that. It almost looks like the castle at Capitol Reef, except it's longer, not as prominent. But the jet lag is really, you know, I know I'm going to be really tired when I get back, and especially catching a red-eye back on Frontier with no reclining seats. I tried to sleep on the way out here, and that didn't go so well, so I'm sure it won't on the way home either. But I still have so much energy. I mean, I'm just ready to go. It's, you know, when I set my alarm on average 5-6 o'clock so I can get my backpack set up right, get a shower, get breakfast, and then meet at the next visitor center when it opens at 8 so I can start my day. Especially if you're trying to do more than one of these parks in a day, or part of one and then another. You really got to take advantage of the time you have, but that's if you're trying to do as much as you possibly can cram into the time. But you know, if you got the time and you want to kick back and take it easy and just roll through it, whatever works for you. But the funny thing too is most people that know me know I'm not. Most people know that I'm not a big fan of driving long distances, but and so far I've probably put 800 miles on this car. But it's in shorter hops, and you know that something is okay. So here's the turn off the Canyonlands. I was just saying before I cut myself off, you know that something exciting is waiting for you, and you just want to get there and see it. We're going into another canyon here on the way into Canyonlands. Canyon is like an adjective in your speak here because it's canyon, canyon, canyon. So we're about 14 miles out. I totally forgot to get gas on the turnoff. A little under half a tank, which that starts making me nervous. But I'm on Grand Viewpoint Road, climbing up on top of this mesa, and I'm eagerly anticipating what's going to happen. That magical view, if you've ever looked up Canyonlands, the trademark photograph is the Grand Viewpoint, where you're looking out at just canyons forever. That's where I'm headed. Again, I'd said this before, Canyonlands, if you're not familiar, is composed of 4 different districts. The 2 most prominent, Island and Sky and Needles. The Needles district, which is down south. I don't know how much I'm going to get into that. I'm not thrilled with the idea of driving out here in the middle of nowhere at night. But I'm gonna do as much as I can here. About 10 miles out, I'm on Grand Viewpoint Road, and kind of interestingly enough, the adjacent road to this is Hell's Roaring Rim. cancellation, and I was in such a hurry to get my park cancellation stamp. It was a little confusing. The speed zone, the speed limit changes drastically up and down on the way in here. And when I got to the final open stretch, I was cooking, and there just happened to be a law enforcement ranger there who pulled me over and asked why I was speeding, and I said I'm here from Ohio. I'm trying to get my cancellation. I know I thought they were open till 4:30 like the other parks, but they close at 4, and I found that out like 5 minutes from the visitor center, and he graciously ran my license and told me to have a nice day. And then because he had stopped me, I didn't get the visitor center closed, and he's like, don't worry, man, I'll give you VIP access. He's like, meet me around back, and he let me in. I got my stamps, and he shook my hand and sent me on my way. So hands down, the folks out here are super nice. He was super nice for giving me a break there. So here's the Lathrop trailhead. I'm headed all the way to the back of the Island in the Sky district so I can get to the grand viewpoint, and we'll get the spectacular view that I'm hoping for. So here we are on the last leg of the road to the grand view. And I'm getting little glimpses of what I'm in for through the sagebrush at different points. This is going to be absolutely ridiculous. This is it. For what I'm going to be able to do with Canyonlands, there's basically two big money views, and that is the Orange Cliffs and the Grand Viewpoint. So I was headed back to the Grand Viewpoint, almost there, and saw the Orange Cliffs. So you're looking off one side of this tabletop mesa that I'm standing on right now, looking out. Is the suspense killing you yet? This is something. All right, I'm gonna start this way. So here's where I parked, and here is the Orange Cliffs. It just goes on forever. So let's get a closer look here. This is what I'm standing on, and holy crap, that's daunting just looking over down into it. That would be neat to hike. Of course, the furthest point out in the horizon is probably 100 miles away. You just get chills walking this close. You know, the overlook at Cuyahoga Valley up on the ledges, you know, you stand there and you look out and it's kind of a gradient slope out onto the tree line with nice soft dirt. This is definitely not that. I don't have a fear of heights, but man. So here I am at Canyonlands, Island in the Sky, at the Grand Viewpoint, which is behind me here. Absolutely ridiculous. It's like a wet dream. It just goes on endlessly. And I'm just getting the sun, the last of the sun on the rocks. Just breathtaking. Let's impressed? I am. Get some pictures and start heading back to Torrey here soon. There's a couple other things to check out on the way out of here, but as you know, the sun goes down and the temperature is going to go with it. It's about 40 degrees right now. I've got 3 layers on. I'm pretty comfortable, but won't be here soon. So, talk to you later. Enjoyed that as much as I did. The one thing I forget about being out west is that orange hue that just pans the entire horizon like a painting because of that like ledge of mesas just panning across. I used to look at that every day, and it's been so many years since I've seen it. It takes me back. It's pretty wild. So, heading out of the park in pursuit of gasoline. About a 3-hour ride back to Torrey. And I'll be... you can barely see that. The last of the panoramic view of Island in the Sky. It's so daunting just standing that close to it. And it's funny when people are walking back and forth behind you, you hear this clip-clop of like hiking boots on the rocks, and you know, like I'm sitting there taking it in, taking pictures, and you're just like, is somebody gonna walk up behind me and just, you know, shove me off the cliff? But yeah, unfortunately, I'd probably venture a hike here, but the sun's going down, it's getting cold. By the time I get back to the hotel, it's gonna be like 8, and I need to get all packed up for my flight at the end of tomorrow, and I want to grab breakfast first thing tomorrow and get off back to Zion and do some more things over there before I have to get back to Vegas. So okay, so I was on my way out of Canyonlands. I'm about halfway out, and I missed this overlook coming in here. the Schaefer overlook. Just as impressive. This is Island in the Sky is around that way. So this is kind of the tail end of what you're seeing out there. But I don't know if those are ATV switchbacks. Looks like somebody might be a way to access it. The canyon from somewhere else, but not from here. Beautiful, beautiful. I was just telling the little woman back home about driving out here. Driving out here is pretty daunting. It kind of reminds me of driving in the mountains in between like Winslow and Mesa, Arizona. Where it'd be pitch black. That was a little hairier at times because the road was really windy, so you'd come around a bend at night and there'd be a herd of elk just sitting right in the middle of the highway. But here, I mean, you can drive like a bat out of hell on 24 West here. On the outskirts of Capitol Reef, it is black, pitch black, and mountain lions are prone to wandering down onto the road and just deciding they want to stop in the middle of the road, just like any other unsuspecting wildlife. Still haven't seen one yet, although I'm terrified at the idea of encountering a mountain lion. I really want to see one from a distance, safe distance that is. So yeah, just trying to illustrate what you're in for if you do come out here in the dark. I don't know how well you can pick up the pitch black sky and maybe some stars out my window. Probably not too well from this angle of perspective, but this is what you're in for if you elect to make Torrey your home base, kind of centrally at Capitol Reef, and you know, do Arches and Canyonlands in a day and then work your way back. It's kind of cool doing it this way because your home base is like Capitol Reef, so you're almost like basing yourself right at one of the parks, and you keep having to drive through it on your adventures in and out of there, since 24 navigates in and out of Capitol Reef, like the whole length of it, really, and it's quite a length. So I should be back to Torrey in about an hour and a half. It's 7:24 local. I will see you guys tomorrow for real this time. For real.